Sup guys, welcome back to the channel. Maverick here with our weekly dose of Monogatari, this time with episode 9. So yeah, last episode, it happened. I'm sure that was also the episode that most of you guys were waiting for as well. Definitely enjoyed it, but I gotta say though, Karen seems to be stealing the show here now, right? Especially since the past few episodes have been focused on her. It was literally her arc also, and you know, continuing with that scene, being all sexy and that, you gotta think that she has this overwhelming lead in popularity over the two sisters right now. Now, obviously, I'm viewing this as a first-time viewer, so whatever happens later on, that remains to be seen. I can't feel a little bit of pity for Tsukiki, however. So, how is she going to top that performance in the remaining episodes, right? Well, hopefully we will get that answer starting from this one, because so far we still haven't really gotten anything in regards to her arc yet. So, let's get right to it. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. You did? That's that's kind of a questionable declaration. I mean, what Kamaru said was, and how do you know? No, but seriously. Man. I don't even know what to retort in regards to this anymore. I mean, Aragi is usually the Tsukomi character, right? He's the one retorting everything else. When he goes crazy, yeah. I think the responsibility lies on us viewers. Alright, let me focus on the lyrics a little bit. I certainly hope they also kind of explain what this platinum thing. Alright. That's actually quite impressive. Stop looting your sister, Aragi. Oh. I thought it was take off one piece of clothing. Kind of rock, paper, scissors. What? Huh? What? Okay, I think in this case it was justified. I applaud Araki in this case. That deserved a whipping. Hmm. Seriously? So she's gonna remove it? You're going to cut your hair? Hello? What? Oh my god. Holy shit. She's gonna go. Hook your legs under. Oh, okay. Charge! What? Is she going to charge? I love how Monogatari can make a gag out of anything and everything. Oh? Who are you? Okay, another weird character. I agree. Okay. Yozuru. Yeah. Huh. Well, I mean, considering that this is a character out of nowhere, of course they'll be somewhat related with the supernatural. No. Oh. Okay. Yeah. She definitely gives this new character definitely gives off a vibe of similar to. Why would she know? I guess that's sort of a hint as to her. Kagenui. 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 Yeah, why?
どうしたよ。あんな不思議人類の相手を僕一人に任せてんじゃねえぞ。
あ、ごめんなさい。いや、なんかすげえ強そうな人だなと思ってさ、構えちゃってた。
強そうそうかそうは見えなかったけど、振る舞いとか言葉遣いとかを除けば、どこにでもいる綺麗なお姉さんって感じだったけど。
What?
兄ちゃんと話してる間中、一遍も体の軸がブレてなかったよ。フィギュアスケートの選手並みのバランス感覚だ。
けどお前だってブロック塀の
Holy shit, Karen is really strong.
しながら。
まあそうなんだけど、でもあの人相当鍛えてるよ。拳の形、完璧に人を殴るための仕様になってたし。
そうだっけ。
うん。車のバンパーどついたらエアバッグが飛び出す級。私の師匠でようやく互角ってところだろうありゃ。少なくとも私じゃ勝てねえ。
おやおやカレンさん、ずいぶん
Karen-san?
戦力差くらいちゃんとわかるさ。相手が悪じゃなけりゃな。
なるほど。
つってもあの人が悪じゃねえとはまだ決まったわけじゃねえけどさ。
More like neutral,
その後
maybe?
僕はカレンを無事にカンバル家まで送り届け、門のところで双方を双方に紹介したのだった。こちら直江津高校2年生のカンバル駿河さん、変態だから気をつけろ。こちら津軽木第二高校2年生の
What, are they gonna start a battle or something?
シンクロしてテレビじゃねえよ、褒めてねえし。カレンをカンバル家に送り届けた後、一人逆立ちもなし肩車もなしで家路に着いたところ、
Hey, Mayoi.
やれやれ、どうせみんなここで僕が喜び勇んで橋くじに飛びかかるとでも思ってるんだろうな。まだ僕の存在にまるで気づいていないあの危機感が全くない生まれたての小鹿みたいな少女に後ろからしがみつきでもしてしこたま頬ずりでもすると、そんな風に思われちゃってるんだろうな。
That's exactly what you're going to do, isn't it?
僕にはそういう時代もあったありました。でももう僕は大人だからね。八九時迷いという少女に対しては何の興味も持っていないのだ。まあまあそうは言っても逆に八九時に対して興味を失っているからこそ、ここであえて八九時を無視する理由も特にないのかもしれないな。無視なんかしたらそれは逆に変に意識しているからだなんて、そんな厚かましくもずうずうしい勘違いをされる可能性があるじゃないか。それを思えばだよ、八九時のことなんて意識していないという分かりやすい証明として、ここは軽く声をかけておくというのが賢明な方策なのかもしれないな。よしよし、そういう結論が出てしまったのなら僕ももう逆らうまい。まったくもってやぶさかじゃない。早く家に帰って勉強しなくちゃ。羽川に怒られちゃうんだけれど、ほんの1分だけ橋くじのために時間を使ってやる。さてさあ思いっきり頬ずりするぞ、触るぞ、揉むぞ、心ゆくまで愛するぞ。今日こそ僕は八くじを抱く。
Who? What? Shinobu?
僕の人生の最大目標を邪魔しやがって。もう止まんねえぞこの金髪金が。お前のことなんか見捨てとけよかった。
キキララさん。
僕の名前をファンシーグッズのリトルツインスターズみたいに言い間違えるな。僕の名前は荒木だ。つうかお前、さっきすっ転んだ僕に対して驚きのリアクションを取るとき、ちゃんと荒木さんって言ってたじゃねえか。
失礼。
噛みました。Hmm.
かわいすぎる。
荒木さんは相変わらずアドリブに弱いですね。しかし荒木さん、こんなマップ
Wait, was that like a meta joke in regards to Seiyu?
ブラブラと徘徊って。
頑張ってるふりをして羽川さんの気を引くの飽きちゃいましたか。
人聞きが悪すぎるわ。
まあ羽川さんはいつまでも荒木さんの演技に騙されるような方ではありませんからね。大方受験勉強を名目に羽川さんのキャミ姿を眺めてたのがバレちゃったんでしょう。荒木さんのモチベーションの半分は羽川さんのおっぱいに関係していますからね。
僕はお前から見てどんな人間なんだよ。
残り半
まあでもあれだぜ八九時、僕は戦場ヶ原と付き合ってるし羽川のことが大好きだけれど、結婚するなら俺だと思って
What?
取り合ってもらえない。僕の胸に溢れるこの情念はどうすれば八九時の胸に届くのだろう。直に触れてみればいいのだろうか。揉めば電動するのだろうか。
おやおや、なんか嫌な気配を感じますよ。
気をつけるんだな八九時、僕はいつだってお前の胸を狙っているぜ。ちょっとでもきっかけがあればすぐに触りに行くからな。
Well, I guess
カンバルの部屋を
at least he's honest.
別に掃除好きの掃除マニアってわけじゃないんだから、乾いた布での清掃法みたいな名前で僕を呼ぶな。僕の名前は荒らぎだ。
失礼、噛みました。
違う、わざとだ。
噛みました。
甘噛み。よし、今回はちゃんとアドリブに対応できた。僕もやられっぱなしじゃない。
ねえ、鬼のお兄ちゃん。
Oh,
知ってるんだったら教えてよ。僕の知りたい道のこと。僕は決め顔でそう言った。
I said with it. Right.
栄光塾って名前の、今はもう潰れちゃってる学習塾があるらしいんだけど、鬼のお兄ちゃん、それがどこにあるのか知らないかな。
Oh,
決め顔でそう言った。
yet another weird character.
ものの気を継ぎ。僕は決め顔でそう言った。
口癖うぜえ。そういうからにはせめて決め顔を。そうかい、僕は荒田に小弓。
よろしく、鬼のお兄ちゃん。僕は決め顔でそう言った。
まあよろしく。栄光塾なら。
そうか、ありがとう。助かったよ、鬼のお兄ちゃん。それにカタツムリのお嬢ちゃん。僕は決め顔でそう言った。
Yeah, she can see her. Of course. Just like that.
あれ、八九時、あいつ今さっきお前のことカタツムリのお嬢ちゃんって呼ばなかったか。
ああ、ええ。
あれ、なんかおかしくね。そういえば影縫いさん、影縫いよずる、彼女もまた僕を鬼畜と呼ぶだけではなく、カレンのことも何か言ってたような。
鬼畜なお兄やんにスズメバチの妹。
I mean, is that really so hard to figure out?
鬼、血を吸う鬼、吸血鬼。
しかし荒田木さん、私の見るところ、あの子なかなかできますよ。私の師匠でようやく互角ぐらいでしょうね。
Your master?
お前に師匠なんかいねえよ。
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? Man. So we're still not talking about anything in regards to Tsukihi, but a lot of more interesting characters appearing on the scene. All right. See you guys after this. Alrighty, so in this episode, it seems we are still not going to have any information in regards to Tsukihi and her situation, and I'm judging by the way that this episode went, I'm thinking maybe in the next episode it's going to be sort of the same as well, because it seems that Aragi is running around and playing with his harem again, right? So I'm expecting, since we already saw Mayoi and Kambaru and Hanekawa in this episode, we're probably going to eventually get Senjugahara and Sengoku to just round out everyone, and so everybody has some screen time, right? Definitely wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. And in this episode, it was also, I guess, a lot mostly focused on Karen, and really, I think at the middle of this episode, it just came to my realization that you can totally say that half the series is really a series about nothing, right? It's a show about nothing. And I don't mean this in a bad way or as a slight or anything, because some of my favorite series do indeed have the same sort of formula, where half the time it's really just, characters playing gags on each other, and funny dialogues and whatnot. And then occasionally, they segue into something more, more serious, let's say. So, yeah, I do enjoy those kinds of seamless transitions as well. But I can totally see how this maybe is not a series for everyone, right? There are definitely some people who will look at this and say that it's very unfocused and it's just trying to, I when I first started this series, I already heard of some people describing this series as pretentious, and I don't know. Actually, I think I mentioned this before, right? Back in Bake, but once again in Nise, I think I can totally understand why people would have this sort of idea, and especially in light of a lot of people praising this series and so on and so forth. But I mean, I'm not here for that. For me, if this series is entertaining, then it's entertaining, and for me, that's all I want from anime in general. I'm not particularly here to see anything, oh, it's so deep or whatnot. It's as long as it's entertaining, I am a-okay with it. And so that is exactly what it is right here, is particularly in this episode where we got Aragi playing around and saying hilarious and sometimes ridiculous stuff as usual, right? But yeah, beyond that, I guess in terms of the main storyline, we do get some development in two new characters, Kagenui, and Ononoki, right? Man, their names are hard to remember. I feel like also Monogatari seems to have this very set method of introducing new characters that you just know are somewhat related to apparitions or the supernatural in general, right? It happened with Oshino as well. It happened to Kaiki, and for these two new characters as well. And I don't even necessarily mean them being introduced in a way that's menacing or is particularly slanted towards evil, right? In this case, I mean, even Oshino, when he was first introduced, it was hard to really it was really hard to understand whether or not he was good or bad as well. I'm not talking about in Bakea, by the way. I'm talking about actually in Kizu, because when he was introduced in Kizu, that was the first technically the first time that Aragi met him, right? And so during that time, it was, you really couldn't tell just from his introduction, just the way that the colors are and whatnot, that this is either a good or a bad character. And I feel like this has been the same case throughout the Monogatari series as well. So these two new characters, it's quite obvious by the moment that they arrived on the scene that they're probably have some sort of thing in regards to supernatural, even before they mentioned anything in regards to the Devil Boy or so on and so forth, right? And indeed, right now, I still don't know whether or not they are particularly on the side of good or evil, or in fact, if that is even a concept that exists in the Monogatari series. Right. I mean, we just literally got through the Karen arc where there was this concept of good and evil, but I'm not quite sure if the series as a whole really has that sort of moral dichotomy, right? We'll see. We'll have to see as time goes on. So, anyways, like I said, there's not really that much for me to comment on. Just laughing my head off, basically. And so, yeah, I can definitely appreciate Araki as the main protagonist, though, as the male protagonist. Even though, let's just say that for a harem work, Araki does fit the type of male character that I do want in these types of works. And I know that Araki is a predecessor, or he predates a lot of other later harem works as well. But in terms of how he acts and so on and so forth, he also reminds me a lot of Arata from Trinity 7, and some various other sort of these types of male characters as well. You know, even though they're harem works, they're not afraid to show their lewdness, their pervertedness, but still manages to remain mostly controlled at the same time and not turn into an overtly pervert character, a la say High School DD or something like that, right? So yeah, I can definitely appreciate his character, even though, like I said, back in Kisu, still don't really know what exactly makes him tick, and I kind of feel like his character keeps on, indeed, his, the way that he acts, it kind of changes from time to time. I'm never really quite sure if he's just joking around or he's actually being serious about something, and I don't know, it's definitely, I want to see if later on we will get some more series that more directly affects him, let's say. As for right now, I mean, I think in Nisei, mostly it's going to be more of some introductory for the new characters in general. Perhaps we're going to have to go to really later on in the series before we really do get to understanding more about Araki-kun. So, anyways, that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next week as well. Till then, take care and bye-bye.